Kamila Valieva's medals from December 25, 2021 have been cancelled. Today the Court of Arbitration for Sport, CS, disqualified the figure skater for 4 years, starting from December 25, 2021. On this day she passed a positive doping sample for trimetazidine. All competitive results of Kamila Valieva from December 25, 2021 are annulled with all consequences, including forfeiture of any titles, awards, medals, profits, prizes and performance money, the CAS decision reads. During this period, Valieva became an Olympic champion in the team event, 2022. The awarding was not held due to a doping case. European champion, 2022, a two-time medalist at the Russian Championships, and a medalist at the stages and finals of the Russian Grand Prix. Journalist Zhukov said that Shvetsky answered a question about Valieva on a polygraph. Eteri Georgievna, Tutberidze, said that if it were her will, she would put everyone involved in this story on a lie detector. But at the moment, as far as I know, only one person has reached the detector, the same Filip Shvetsky, a doctor who worked with the Russian national team at the Olympics 2022, on whom almost all the dogs were pinned for this case and all the previous ones. Yes, he was tested on another occasion, in the framework of a trial with German journalist Hajo Seppelt. Shvetsky filed a lawsuit for protection of honor, dignity and business reputation in the Nikolinsky court of Moscow, but nevertheless. When asked by the polygraphist about his involvement in the incident with Kamila, he answered in the negative. And the detector showed that he answered honestly, said journalist Vladislav Zhukov in the podcast on MyInfo. Journalist Vladislav Zhukov in his podcast According to MyInfo told about the Russian national team masseuse Marina Chekmariova, who, according to Eteri Tutberidze in an interview with Leonid Slutsky, treated the figure skater with tea on the day of the positive doping sample. Her name is Marina. During the Olympic season she was listed in the Russian national team and personally worked with Alexandra Trusova, and after the Olympics too. So, Eteri Georgievna is hinting at a setup by another Russian athlete, and even at that time a colleague in the training group? It's hard to say what was meant, but to be clear, trusted sources have confirmed to me that this version is a fiction. At least because the bottles with this very tea were new, from the store, sealed, it was impossible to put something in them. And how could this trimetazidine be put into the bottle to yield 2.1 nanograms per milliliter? Crush 1/1000th of a tablet. It's physically impossible, not to mention that before taking a doping sample, this 1000th could simply not be absorbed into the body, Zhukov said in the podcast. Some volunteer gave her ice cream, some masseuse Chekmariova gave her tea, someone else something else, Tutberidze said in an interview with Slutsky. Kamila Valieva did not interrupt the training process before the CAS decision was announced. According to RIA Novosti Sport, the Russian athlete did not train before the Russian Jumping Championships, which took place in Moscow on January 19 to 22, but after the competition Valieva held classes in the group of coach Eteri Tutberidze. Dmitry Vasiliev believes that Valieva will not be stripped of her Olympic title. Vasiliev is a two-time Olympic biathlon champion. I think there could be a twofold decision. On the one hand, they want to punish us and crush us in every possible way, to show themselves lords of everything in the world. On the other hand, they realize that it's hardly worth it to go completely overboard. Because the hour is approaching when they will have to sit down at the negotiating table. If they burn all bridges now, there is nothing to talk to them about. I mean the International Olympic Committee, the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, and all these villains who are destroying the Olympic movement. I think that not everyone there is insane, but I hope that people with common sense are still there. And they at least voice an alternative point of view and maybe make you think. Personally, I think it is unlikely that Valieva will be stripped of her Olympic title. Yes, there will probably be some punishment, but they will not go to extremes. Because if they take away the title of Olympic champion, it will be a point of no return. With these people, if they go to such an extreme measure, then there will really be nothing to talk about, Vasiliev said, Tatiana Tarasova admitted that she is worried about Valieva because of the CAS decision in her case. "I'm terribly worried about Kamila. I hope that this whole story will end, so that the huge hatred that is now coming to our country will not fall on an innocent girl. That's what I want more than anything." Do you think that if the decision is not in Kamila's favor, will Russia support her or criticize her? Of course they will support her in Russia, Tarasova said. Lydia Ivanova does not believe that CAS will give a fair decision in Valieva's case. Ivanova is a two-time Olympic champion in artistic gymnastics. "It's an unbelievable tension. I, of course, don't own the truth to the end. I just sincerely wish that everything will be fine. I just swoon when I watch Valieva's performances. How she has mastery of her skills. It's a phenomenon in sports. It's a talent. But this controversial prolonged variant, which was arranged by all these nasty authorities, it's something. They've already done their nasty work, ruining our figure skaters' nervous system. What decision do I expect here? I am so far away from these judges. I no longer trust the same Bach I once naively counted on. I thought that he was an Olympic champion, he was in this skin and should understand what an Olympic start is for an athlete, and we should put aside all politics. But these are naive thoughts in my head. No, there is nothing fair, nothing just. I don't trust any official organization there anymore. They are all slaves there and will answer as they are ordered, not as they should. As they are ordered, so they will do. I don't believe, Ivanova said. Nina Moser spoke about figure skater Maria Simonova's well-being after her fall. The 14-year-old Simonova performs in pair skating with Martin Breslowski. On January 24, the athlete hit her head on the ice during a short program at a tournament in Moscow and was hospitalized. She was later diagnosed with a concussion. She is doing well, we have done everything. The girl was kept under control by the best specialists. On questions about the start of training, it is better to contact the coach, said the general director of the Moscow Figure Skating Federation, Nina Moser. Figure skater Ksenia Gushina plans to master Ultra C elements. The day before, Gushina won the St. Petersburg Championship. How does the title of champion affect you? Does it give you confidence or adds responsibility? It gives me more confidence in myself. I want to repeat the result. How was the free skating program created? Our team had another idea at first, and then Alexandrina Sergeevna Dikyoreva suggested the Wood Kid song Standing on the Horizon. At first we just played it on the ice and listened to how it sounded. Everyone liked it, and then the staging began. What was missing for better results at previous tournaments this season? Good preparation. It was difficult because of the injury. But it turned out the way it did. At the Russian Championships I did both programs cleanly. So overall I am satisfied. After the St. Petersburg Championships we will prepare, most likely, for the Spartakiad. You have long talked about your desire to learn the elements of Ultra C. How are your successes in learning them? Now we are still in the competition period, so we do not pay much attention to Ultra C. And in the off-season we will try to work on it, said Gushina. The figure skater also stated her desire to participate in a jumping tournament. How do you like the atmosphere at the recent jumping tournament? Who impressed you? Interesting format, I would like to participate in such a competition. Baziliuk surprised me, her quadruple salto was powerful. Who do you like from the participants of international tournaments? Ilya Malinin impresses with his stability, and I also like Adam Xiaohimfa's roles, said Gushina.